but also I do struggle to find balance, and I was
As many people do. I mean, work-life balance has been a tremendous issue. I was actually just reading an article that was from, it was from April, but then reposted to now say, has this changed? And when people started working at home, there was a huge shift in work-life balance because people didn't have to commute, but because they were home, they felt that they had no excuse to not be available. So when they got those after work texts and things like that. So balance is another huge topic that we really need to, all of us, work on as we go forward.
So we have talked, especially on this program, about nutrition and water and rest and sleep and stress and, different ways to care for ourselves. And one of the things lessons are taught until they're learned. I think I spoke to that. Something that's been a recurring theme in my life, and I own it. So I will be sharing a lot of that, and Mike and I will talk more about this. But I'll be sharing that as a big part of my journey. I'm 42, turning 43, lost my dear father to a heart attack at age 43. All of this is on my mind. So we're on Beaver Island, we're in our happy place, and already I had been struggling, not because of where I was or because I didn't love what I was doing or that I didn't have great support and love every day what I'm doing, but I imposed upon myself some unrealistic expectations that it was difficult for me to maintain. And so when I learned of this opportunity there was an opening now. I learned about this before we went on vacation.
On Beaver Island.
On Beaver Island. So when we were there, we in fact did interviews in our basically our beach clothes, because that's
Matter of fact, I think I was wearing this shirt.
I think I wore the same dress, and I might have put a camisole over it the second time to really jazz it up. And I had flip-flops on, so that you can see how fancy things are. But my cousin sent me a link that, send this to other nurse practitioners. This is an opportunity. I know that Joey, your youngest, still has 4 years of high school. And I said, well, actually, I was kind of at a crossroads. I was struggling much of my own doing with my workload and in an unhealthy way. I think I talked about that a lot. And then this opportunity. So I'm not eager to leave my Joey, my kids, my kitties, or my husband. And fear not, everyone. Mike and I are not fighting in trouble. I'm not leaving him.
As a matter of fact, this one's for you, John.
Mwah. And I'll give you a better one later because that seemed a little forced. Anyway, an excuse to hit a replay on that. We have been married 3 times. We should probably kiss 3 times today.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
One of those times was on Beaver Island on August 30th of the same year.
Our beach anniversary.
Yeah, August 30th, 2013. So I instantly fell in love with the health center and the staff there. Instantly, I was given a warm welcome and great support. I'm terrified. I'm going to have to know so much more and do so many other things. But I do have beloved family there. It has been my dream. And I do have a wonderful and supportive husband. We would not have ever dreamed we could live on the island year-round. Let me rephrase that. We were not certain that we could live on the island year-round until the stay-at-home order. And we were, contrary to what this might seem, actually what we learned is we still like each other a lot. We like our kids. We like each other. We're not fighting. We didn't really want to go back into the world. And it really taught us we're okay. I mean, we are both only children. Mm-hmm. We self-soothe well. We're secure in ourselves and each other. And we talked about this. A lot of my tears in the tire fire had to do with just feeling depleted because of the grind and the system of things.
Well, and I really want to highlight that because I know you mentioned, and I think it's certainly good to to know and be to thine own self, be true, and know yourself and all that stuff. But I will say, as biased as I may be, but as a defender of you, I don't think the grind and the slog and all that stuff, I don't think that is strictly on you. And I think that's something that a lot of healthcare providers and a lot of people are dealing with right now, is that we have systems in place that are almost designed to deplete us.
It's it's true. I just still want to own that
and
finding my own healthy balance through that is on me, and that's what I'll be chronicling.
Well, and I
and
think
my beautiful
that leads
island paradise.
That's
Yeah.
the point. I mean, you there comes a point where you have to find where you can be in that balance,
Yeah.
and that may not be in a bustling practice, in the big city or wherever. It may be the slower pace of a rural setting. Now, of course, we recognize that we're privileged to be able to make that kind of move and all that stuff. But the key lesson is to find the environment that you're going to thrive in and take advantage of it.
And so there have been highs and lows, and boy, there have been highs and lows with my weight too. All these things with the stress of it all. So that'll be another. I'll be like Humpty Dumpty putting myself together again, but I'm up there. But I'm excited. I'm excited about this opportunity and great people to teach me. So I don't want to minimize that, what I'll have to know and do. I mean, it is anything and a 24/7 call, and you've got to get creative. So I am ready. The community is already starting to welcome me, and I'm humbled and excited. I have loved every minute with everyone here and my patients, and that's the other thing we've learned is we're never far away. I mean, we have our friends Karen and Jeannie and John there, I'm seeing.
It's Jean Gant checked in a little earlier.
Yeah.
We were a little bit remiss on Cheryl Hicks Martinez, one of our newer friends, one of our newer navigators, but we have
Monica,
come to know so many of you remotely. And now, of course, we've learned through the pandemic that when we have to have remote sessions, whether it's in pulmonary rehabilitation or whether it's virtual visits, in the clinical setting, or whether it's simply having Zoom weddings and Zoom birthdays and things like that, we can do this. Now, of course, there's no substitute for the actual interaction, but we have the resources these days where we can still maintain that kind of connection and fortunately still be able to do a lot of the stuff that we love, like we fully intend to keep doing Fight to Flight, and we have a whole new set of challenges and learning opportunities and all that stuff as you go out to defend the frontier against any malady.
I'm expecting to be removing fish hooks still. At this, I get to go up. I'm moving at the end of this month because I wanted to catch some beach time this summer. So. And
then me as I take on essentially single parent duty for a little while. And fortunately, I have good support too. Tommy will still be hanging around at least part time to do that. Emma may be joining you up on the. Potentially. At least we'll be able to be visiting a lot.
I'll take what I can get. So that everyone has what they need.
Well, and that's really what it comes
right,
down
yeah.
to. We want to be able to be happy and healthy and all that so that we can continue trying to help as many people as we can. So Paula saying thank you and that she will miss you.
Oh, well, just always tune in. We're never that far away. Oh, people are going to make me cry. Tammy, that's mean. So,
Tammy, congratulations on your new job, and inspirational here. Tammy's still going to pursue getting back on track, as many of us are. This is again, this is another stage in trying to get not just lower weight, but truly healthy, physically healthier, mentally healthier. This is again, it's finding that environment and finding that motivation.
And at the core of it, if I give an example, simple things. I quit smoking in the year 2003, after 5 years. I'd given up other, like coffee and caffeine and various things, and then had, metabolic surgery and a lot of different big changes with that, and weight and activity. And that's, an ongoing thing. I did learn when I was in graduate school. I did all the psychometric testing, which explained a lot about inattentive ADHD, for which I have been treated, and boy, that explained, procrastinating and needing things to be perfect and being up all night, even in elementary school. When you had those stations you had to do in like first grade, like there might be station 1 where you draw this letter or do this or that, and then work through the stations. I was always behind because things had to be just so. Now I'm 42, and I'm telling you, I'm still struggling. Not without years of counseling, psychiatry, a good supportive family and friends, and medication. But I mean, here I am. And so middle school, I really, I struggled with that as well, and a lot of self-image and self-confidence things, and my weight, as always. In high school, I really wanted to get all straight A's. I really wanted to be one of the valedictorians. I wanted to prove to myself something. I had a lot of pressure on myself. And if you looked at yearbook messages from some of my peers graduating high school, they're the same things that people write to me now, like, goodness, Kelly, if you're not successful, you're going to die trying, or you're going to worry about it till blah, blah, blah. Don't make yourself crazy. When I was one of our 12 valedictorians, we had a competitive class, I spoke about goals. Of course, I got all choked up, and instead of just saying, I wish everyone the best success, I got all choked up and wished the entire crowd all the best sex. But that was fun to see my grandpa in the audience when I said that. Anyway, I thought I had lost my 4-point due to my grade in chemistry, and I was just losing it, and my boyfriend at the time was incredibly, supportive. Then if I even got a parking ticket, which every day I got a parking ticket pretty much at Western, I'm crying to my dad, I'm so bad. Or, just struggling with deadlines and things through undergrad, and I really was on the struggle bus in grad school because I was working full-time with a mortgage, single, working nights, working there. My job was eliminated, and I had to retake classes, and I was humbled to the core. I thought I'd hit real rock bottom, and overcame that. Then I was the heaviest ever, and then I was working in Grand Rapids for a time with that commute, and it was difficult for me to learn that role and cope. Then I came to Rapid Response. I came to this anyway. Things just keep repeating where I just think I'm inadequate and I'm making myself crazy, and I can now own that there's a lot of goodness in me, and I know that I've had the privilege of making a difference and having those around me impact me just as much or more. And my role over these last 5 years has fed me like nothing ever, and my time with still my loving husband and kids, that are everything to me and very supportive. So I'm excited that around the same time my dad left this earth too young, taking assessment, we're taking assessment of what really matters, what we need to be healthy, what lessons I clearly still really need to learn, and that's on me, but that's what I'll be holding myself accountable to is that broader theme of balance and finding that and learning those lessons that are taught till they're learned. And I have an amazing support system, and one of my dear friends is even going to move up there with me, at least for a time, maybe for quite a time, Miss Elena. So I have wonderful people around me online like you, at home, up there, all over. And so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all these years of love and support and unconditional presence. It's been amazing. So
well, and to be clear, we're just getting started. I mean, this is not at all a goodbye episode or anything like that, because we've got I just happen to be thinking about that because I see Karen and John. Well, Karen, John, and Jeannie all making comments about coming up there and having a beach vacation.
Please.
And I'll tell you a little story. When we were both up there, we were both kind of doing an interview. Of course, the job was posted for a nurse practitioner, but after discussing with the practice manager up there, she was really excited that somebody with a master's in public health might be interested also in respiratory experience. And I shared with her, we shared with her the Best Nest, and then my other channel, COPD Navigator. And there's a huge unmet need in the rural community right now. So it was kind of like, well, is there stuff that maybe you can do, Mike, eventually, or is there stuff maybe we can do remotely, things of that. So long story short, we're both strolling through this beautiful, it's like a ski lodge. I mean, it's like
skylights.
Yeah, it's just this beautiful facility, the Beaver Island Rural Health Center. And we get to this back.
Shh, I don't want everyone up there.
Well, they can visit.
I want these people there, but
We need to keep pumping that tourist industry, man.
no crappy
It's all about
fudgies.
the hustle.
Yeah.
We don't
Just
have
our
we
people.
don't have fudgies on
We
our
just
program.
want
That's
our
why I don't
people.
worry about it. Our people are awesome.
Our people are good, Bush.
So we're walking through this place, and it's just gorgeous. And we get to this back room, and I see it's like respiratory Valhalla, because you open the door, and this entire wall of oxygen tanks. And the practice manager says, I don't know what we do with these. I mean, they're just kind of here. I mean, it's like the sun, whoa, all these oxygen tanks. And it's like, I could run an ICU on these oxygen tanks for a month.
They're ready.
So anybody who is using oxygen, needs oxygen, might need oxygen, we are ready for you.
Just
so
come
of
to an
course,
island.
yeah, the first thing that I thought of was, let's have a retreat. We all need a break sometimes. There are places. New Hampshire has a cruise where you go. I think they're sponsored by one of the DME companies, but they have like a Better Breathers cruise, so they go around one of the lakes with. So I'm thinking, we just
have to quiet this pandemic business.
we have a day on the boat on the ferry, and we just bring everybody over on the ferry.
We can distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm thinking, we have our little COPD retreat up there. So you got to navigate to the island.
As a matter of fact, Karen, my aunt and uncle, the aunt who lives there, still had a bed and breakfast there. A lot of work, but we could.
So I want to highlight you again. Stacy says, congratulations, Scott and I are going to miss you. Such a pleasure getting to know you and learn from you, and best of luck to you and our family in the new adventure.
Another family I love dearly, so don't go anywhere.
And that's, again, that's a beautiful thing. We're still going to have access to a lot of you, and we very much appreciate your support because, we want to continue doing this kind of thing. We're looking at what the best platform is to do kind of the web conference to then send it out live, probably something on Zoom or something like that. I have that pretty well figured out.
Yeah, we're not going to sit together with the blanket Lynn made us. We're not going to be able to do that
will.
all
I
the
mean,
time.
I'm
You
still-
will.
yeah,
I won't, but we can be goofy on Zoom. We could be our own SNL skit, probably. That's what's
I
gonna
imagine,
happen.
and we're going to have a lot to share, and we're going to,
Yeah.
So
It's going to be an exciting adventure, for real.
So our big ask right now is, if we have helped you, please help us help more people by like sharing the page, by sharing the videos, things like that. We're still trying to grow. I know we've had 3 new subscribers on YouTube for the last couple of days, so that's
Okay.
we're up to, we got 87 to go before we can actually name the channel.
All right. We just want, that's all we want.
just
We
wanna
want to be able to
follow.
name the channel. Yeah.
But it would,
I'll work up some Islanders, too.
There you go. It would really be helpful if you guys could do that much for us. Just because we want to help as many people as we possibly can. That's really the name of the game.
That's the part I've always loved, and with the people, all these names I'm seeing. Legitimately, Mike and I do this because we like connecting. It's the pure joy of human to human connection. Hoping that we make a safe place for you to accept your own insecurities and flaws. Like I said, I kind of just told my life story. Partly, that's a recurring theme, and coming up out of that and learning from it, and it's a human condition. It's human nature, and having other humans to talk to about it. That's all it's about, and the things that I've loved. And at least here, I don't have to document anything here. This is pretty nice, just to smile at you all. So Mike does all the work. Yeah.
So we'll do a couple of highlights here. Cindy and Kathy, also very happy for you and wishing you best of luck. Joe checking in from the Peach State, Georgia. That's Peach State. Congratulations on new endeavor. COVID has forced people to work remotely. Does that mean moving to a remote location as well? Well, it's fairly remote up there.
I have a lot of people. Have you been there in the winter? And I'm like, I'm an only child who just didn't want to leave my house once I could. So I'm going to be all right. I am going to be all right. So.
Yeah, you legit. I mean, I did the grocery shopping and stuff. You legit did not leave the house for a solid 90 days, I think. So
I like to walk my Millwood neighborhood.
Well,
but
yeah, I
didn't
should say,
need-
you didn't like
I didn't leave the
go
neighborhood.
beyond walking distance for that. So.
Nope. I'll be all right.
Adding on to that, John does ask, do they have internet on the island, or will this be the end of Live with Mike and Kelly as the world knows it?
Oh, no, they do. We cover that a lot.
check that out. It's not quite as robust as we have here in the great city of Kalamazoo, but surprisingly powerful for, again, being on an island. As part of the interview, we met the consulting physician,
one of my collaborating
physicians. And he said something that probably should have been obvious in retrospect, or was obvious in retrospect. Beaver Island is the most remote populated island in the continental United States.
It has the most year-round inhabitants of any island in the United States.
Was that what I thought it was? Well,
it's not that it's the most remote, because that's not hard.
But inhabited.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like Isle Royale or something.
Year-round inhabitants, yep.
So, but be that as it may, they have a health clinic, they have EMS, they have a fantastic grocery store, they have a library, they have museums out the wazoo. The toy museum is fantastic.
Historical society. Respect for the heritage and beliefs of many different Native people there. Plant life and ecosystems protected that haven't been elsewhere.
Central Michigan University has an entire station there, because there are places. Is it only in Michigan, or is it like in the entire country where there are places there are creatures and such there, biology there, that you can't find anywhere else?
I don't know the specifics, but I cannot wait to find out, because some of my family are environmentalists, and it's big stuff up there. There are 7 inland lakes. I'm not trying to sell it, but I'm pretty excited.
And eventually, again, the plan is eventually I'm going to make it up there also.
Oh, he was crying a little.
Actually, a little jealous, yeah.
Yeah, so I looked at a little condo that I'll rent when it's just me or just Elena and me, with Mike and the kids visiting when they can, and it's up on the bluff overlooking the harbor where I can see the lighthouse. The very lighthouse that is the inspiration for your Shining a Light.
The cover photo for COPD Navigator.
So my heart just thumps, and with the natural ecosystem and all the good fresh air, when we're there, our eyes are clearer, our skin is better, we breathe more lightly. Oh my God, it's so cheeky, but I mean, really, it's just a healthy place, and I'm excited. I'm excited.
Jean Gant offering some more congratulations. Sounds like a fantastic adventure. We are really excited. Honestly. Excited. When I was up there, for my context, I'm looking at they have a telehealth gorgeous, purpose-built telehealth setup. And,
you talked about the Valhalla for respiratory, and I saw that, and it's got the synced up equipment just waiting, and I was like, the possibilities, and they're like, we just need to put some of this stuff in action, and
they have an exercise room where we might be able to do virtual therapy room for pulmonary rehab. It's
OTPT speech come from the mainland, and
it's just
dental clinic, and I'm renting from an optician that donates some time and glasses to Islanders. It's good. It's the kind of stuff we love, doing good things for good people. Can't wait, and continuing to, because believe me, I've been doing good things with good people, and they have for me already.
Oh, absolutely. And again, it's not that you're upset at you loved what you did. This
opportunity came up with weird timing.
Maybe not ideal timing.
And I didn't necessarily want to leave my Joey, but the pandemic really helped me understand more about myself. Myself and my balance, and with this opportunity together, maybe this is the time and seize the day. And then they're saying, when can you start? Because the staff there covers call 24/7, so the sooner the better. I didn't want to just up and abandon everybody. It's just been an interesting couple of months.
Yes.
Or no, it's been an interesting 2020. So say we all.
So say we all.
Oh. All right, well, I'll get my third one later.
So Mary says, so sorry to lose you, but congratulations from both of them on the next great adventure.
Oh, I want more people to come visit. Yeah.
And that you'll still be able to get your Kelly fix virtually online here. We're again still going to be helping as best as we can.
Yeah, this is just volunteering our weirdo faces. Now I'm saying this is just
We do this for fun.
This is what we do. We're fun, yeah.
So Karen asks, what's the population? It's about year-round, about 600, I think?
It's a little over 650.
650. All right. Boy,
I'm about to grow it.
Baby boom, yeah.
I'm not pregnant, anybody. I'm not pregnant. Okay, just so y'all know.
That wasn't the big news.
No.
John points out, very sagely, but it snows. Yes, it does.
I might be getting a snowmobile.
And that would be cool.
Yeah, I need like a 4-wheeler and a snowmobile and probably some snowshoes and a smile.
And, I thought about that also. And I thought, because we joke every winter, why do we live in a place that makes our face hurt? But again, in the pandemic, we discovered that if we can stock up, we don't need our Grubhub and all that. We don't need to be going out to eat. We can cook. We like to cook. We cook good stuff. And
back to that health journey.
We wanted to, we've been talking about, well, you got to plan ahead and do your meal prep and all that stuff. And then the fear or anxiety of going out to shop on because we weren't very efficient. I wasn't very efficient. I'll take that. I did a lot of the food prep and all that stuff. And I didn't do it very efficiently. I would be the one that's, well, what are we going to have tonight? Well, I got to go to the store today and get the stuff because we didn't plan ahead. Or, well, we're going to have hamburger or something like that. And we'd buy it, and then it would be like 6 days, and it would be nasty. And so, but during
I'm
the
sure
pandemic,
others can relate.
Yeah. During that pandemic, when I really had to start consolidating trips and stuff like that, we got a lot better at it. And now I'm thinking, well, I won't have to go outside to have my face hurt quite as much, just depending on how my job looks when I get up there eventually.
And when you get up there, then we're going to have a fireplace, and we can snuggle inside with our stuff, and we're going to have like geothermal and like minimal environmental impact and all that. And then we'll just snuggle and look out over the lake. So I don't care if my face hurt for a minute.
It'll be worth it.
If I get to look out over the lake. This has always been my dream. Yes.
And I have come to appreciate that dream. I've always thought it would be cool, but having been there and experienced that, then that's definitely up there for me. Monica will also be coming to visit, she says. So.
And she's been. Monica can also.
Has she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Monica's been with me a couple times.
Nice.
Yeah. We rented number 7.
Of course.
Tanya.
Oh, that's right. She was there for risotto, wasn't she?
I believe. Nope, risotto was the year I went by myself.
Oh, okay.
I had to do something.
But if, of course, the esteemed Dr. Wagner can pull herself away from her busy schedule
I know.
being fit and night running and day running and running everywhere throughout Pittsburgh, it's been amazing to watch her chronicling her efforts.
Honestly,
literally
one of our heroes. So tune in, special guest star, another Zoom.
Oh yeah, that's what we can do now too.
When we've saved a spot for John, we need to hear him. And Karen always as a proficient and powerful national speaker. We're going to have guest speakers on our show here. So
we're starting to grow up on the best nest here. Starting to look at guests and making things bigger and all that.
Guests
stuff.
are the best.
I guess I will say I kind of take it for granted. I got to talk to John and Karen, John twice in the last 24 hours and Karen yesterday on our various COPD coalition calls and stuff. So
just rubbing it in.
Well, I have to. You're moving to the dream island. I gotta take what I can get here. So, but yeah, it's just fantastic. 100-mile months to continue.
Oh, wow, girl.
I need to get onto that because I know I slacked off.
We talked big game about all the
I had a thing. I got to make some donations to the Australian Lung Foundation because I dropped the ball completely on that. I was up with Russell Winwood. I was going to bike and swim and do all that stuff, and I did not.
Okay, all right. But this, you need a sample of our amazing kids. So probably the most active we were, Frisbee in the lake. So please share, because it just brings me so much joy that my lip's going to disappear and it's a whole thing, and I look like my dad. And
So we're playing frisbee, and, you know, because this on Iron Ore Bay. So my ultimate happy place. You know, when they say in the psychological experiments, go to your happy place. This is where I'm at. It's on the southeast part of the island. Just this gorgeous stretch of beach that comes out at the end of a river, and somehow there was like a shipwreck with iron or something. There's iron ore.
I'm gonna have
there.
to get the story straight.
Yeah,
Just
it's really cool. At the end of the day, it's really cool. It's like this delta of a river, and it's really cool.
it looks different every time. Yeah.
And it's fairly shallow, so it warmed up really nice. And so we're, you know, the 3 or 4 of us are all out there. We're just throwing the frisbee back and forth, and Kelly comes waltzing out.
Oh no, I got back in.
Oh, I thought you were halfway there, and then he
Well, it was
backed
hot,
in.
dude. So I was in the water. I was a little water baby as a kid, so I'm just standing in the water. And my shoulder's still not quite right. And so then Joey shouts out, because he always likes to involve me. He's a good kid. They all are.
He's like, "Yo, Kelly, you want to get in on this tasty sesh?"
So what
How can you say no to that?
self-respecting stepmother can turn down that tasty
Can't
sesh?
turn down the tasty sesh.
Oh gosh, I was doing all right. You know, only one time did I black out from pain that I grabbed the frisbee in such a way with the left
We
shoulder.
gotta get
but
that tuned up before you go up there.
I'm going to see Dr. Cohn tomorrow.
Ah, excellent. So John says, when they get phone service on Beaver Island, we can call you too. Well, you know, we have internet calling. They do have phone service.
Oh yeah.
I will admit,
Oh, that's not good. Look. My lip disappeared
it's
and it's
frozen.
frozen.
Uh-oh. We
Damn
got
it.
it. Yeah,
Oh,
well.
darn it.
Family show. Let me, one moment here.
That's not a good, no. That's my fire marshal
I'm working
Bill.
on it. I'm
find
I'm
out.
giving her all she's got, Captain. The external camera's jammed. We need to reset the buffer. Hey, there we go.
I'm a nurse practitioner, not a, what would I, engineer?
IT support engineer.
support. Of course, I'm going to have to be a lot of things soon. Yeah,
I
anyway.
mean, you make fun of your face. Look at mine there with my little like chipmunk. Yeah.
I love you anyway.
You've got no lips. I've got weird teeth. It's a match made in the best nest.
Oh, and also,
Oh yeah.
this is one of 3 beautiful squishies that my kids brought me home the other day, because this is a big
we-
transition. This is my pig of corn.
You can hold it up over my face so that we can see yours.
My,
There you go. That's
my
better.
pig of corn.
Here we go.
Isn't that cute? Yes. So I've been sleeping with my pig of corn.
The
Makes
pig
me
of
happy.
corn has been a fixture, not this specific one, but the idea of the pig of corn has been a fixture for a while.
Because Emma has a pink unicorn pillow pet,
Yes.
and it's not a pig in any way, but Dad and I mean,
It was pink.
I say that
I mean,
all
it's
the
kind of, pigs are stereotypically kind of pink.
So Dad and I have been calling this pillow of hers a pig of corn. And she's like, it's a unicorn, but it's okay. And so she'll bring it to me if I'm sad. Do you want it? So anyway, I have, that's what I'm holding right now. It's big changes.
Yes. So, yeah.
Oh, hey. Oh yeah, the weird
That was when we
stuck
were
on Fire
jammed
Marshal
for a
Bill
second. Yeah,
situation. Right.
So, so that's you know, we're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to, you know, I have the opportunity to be the parent that I've wanted to be for a while. I have for a couple of years now, well, we have said, you know, we've got to teach these kids how to adult. You know, Emma is 19, Tommy is 18, Joey's starting high school. You know, and we every year we kind of say, well, this is when we teach them to, you know, change a tire or, you know, do yard, you know, plant trees and paint, you know, not do drywall, but, you know, just do household maintenance.
Sky's the
kind of
limit.
stuff. Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah, we're going to have to fix up some of that water damage, but yeah, we want to teach them how to do the stuff, and because we are fairly privileged, and you know we haven't really been forced into it. It's just one of those things that we could always do tomorrow. But now the time
We're
has
really
come
gonna need
where
this right
I
now,
really,
actually.
I'm going to need that help. This is still a household to run. We've still got Joey. Emma's still, the kids are still living here. So we have a household to run. And to be quite honest, Kelly has been the driving force between a lot of the planning and organization. I know that's how serious it is. I'm proclaiming that to the world there.
That's the love language I like.
But she's been the driving force between, as she sorts my meds. I mean, she does all of the stuff, the
All the
behind the
meds
scenes stuff
of all the
that
people.
makes the household run. And we are now losing that advantage. So we're all going to have to step up a little bit more. And again, I'm going to have to be the parent that I've got to walk the walk. I've talked the talk for a while, and I've got to be the one that says, okay, we've got to have meal plans. This is your night to cook. This is my night to cook.
Mm-hmm.
This is X night to cook. This is our plan. We have this project to accomplish this weekend. We've got what supplies do we need?
Budget.
We have to
Deadline,
so
teamwork.
We have to execute that a lot more precisely in our home life now. Because again, these are things. This is again the blessing and the curse of the pandemic is it's making us deal with a lot of this stuff individually, family level, society level. That's making us deal with a lot of the stuff that we've put off for a long time, and kind of making us be better people.
Yeah.
Or more fully realized people. I don't want to say better, more fully actualized people.
I probably do seem a little better and brighter and lighter than I did the last time we did the programs and the whole Tire Fire talk because I fell apart. I think it's important to know that we do and it's okay. And with this amazing opportunity, I really am ready to make some of those changes to be healthier. So while you're doing that and organizing things here, I want to go and be the kind of individual or woman or professional and spouse. I want to be a good example for people, but most importantly, my kids. I didn't even change my name when I got married. It's not a big declaration. It's just been easier. But I want to show, be in a relationship where you can be your whole true self and no one's leaching nutrients from the soil. You can support each other no matter what. And then, live your dream and be your best self, even though you have fallen down and fallen down and fallen down, and pick yourself back up. And I have shown the kids the worst of me in the last year as well.
We've been nothing is hidden. I mean, we have our parental levels and things and that distance and stuff, but we're a unit. We try to be as much of a team with 2 leaders and 3 operational personnel or whatever. We look at it as a team effort. So we can't. It goes back to rowing the boat. You have to communicate with each other if you want to get anywhere other than going around in a circle.
And close the loops.
Close the loops.
Anyone who knows me knows, got to close the loops.
And it's been fun to watch the kids start adding that to their vocabulary, and then B, executing that and being frustrated when other people aren't closing their loops, and then that causes barriers and all that stuff.
And seek first to understand.
Closed loop. Oh, yes.
Sorry.
No, I don't want to step over that, because that, beyond even closing loops and all that stuff, and I also, while Jeannie is up here, before I forget, she's very glad that you're having some company up there. Change does indeed create stress. Good change, bad change, regardless.
Yeah.
Recognize that and be prepared, and I think you are. And believe in yourself. That's going to be something that I'm going to encourage you a lot more, because
thank you. I do need a swift kick in the stuff sometimes.
A wise friend of mine today, I was talking with Dr. Ann Flint, who is the program director of the nascent respiratory program up at Grand Valley. I was talking with her.
My alma mater.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was talking with her a little bit today, and she said it's always important to think of the people who know you best and think of yourself like those people think of you. Because we do tend to be our own worst critics in many, many cases. And I don't think I'm talking out of school here, but I think that's especially true for you. But
Painfully.
and so it's real easy to get kind of caught up into that negative cyclical thinking, that catastrophizing and all that other stuff that happens. But think about how I think of you and how the kids think of you and how our best friends think of you and all that stuff. And then remind yourself to think of yourself like that. And also a quick shout out, thank you to Rach, who has always been somehow impressed by my organizational skills. But yes, that's going to be my gift to you, is the reminder that, as Jeannie says, you need to believe in yourself. That's her gift to you, and then mine is to think of yourself like we think of you.
Thank you. Well, I have a lot of great people around me, and after losing my dad, my rock, I'd hoped that I could attract such good people, and beyond a shadow of a doubt, especially in this dark year, I am swollen with pride and excitement in all the amazing people that have been around us. What a gift it has been, and when you're doing your live shows too, you know, just to kind of have this swelling of amazing people and energy around us. Thank you. It's just good to know good people.
Yes, it really is. Inspiring to know good people.
And there are so many, you know, and so many that need to know they're loved no matter what, you know.
And we're very fortunate that, you know, there are a lot of people like that, and there are a lot of people who keep coming back to support us and encourage us and all that stuff. You know, we love seeing a lot of your names. We get excited when we see them pop up in the chat wherever. So it means a lot to us. And will continue to mean a lot to us.
Oh yes, it's going to look different or differently. See, I'm already editing what I'm saying. But anyway,
it will not look the same.
Yeah, that's how. If I'm typing, Mike's not here to help me edit. I'm just going to change the way I say that and try not to swear.
Family show.
Yeah, I know.
Although they say, well, the kids say, as long as it's past the first 15 seconds, they can't demonetize you, or they can't scold you, or whatever it is.
Oh, it's demonetized, but it doesn't matter. We're not monetized.
Well, yeah, but still, we don't want to.
Well, we don't want to turn anyone off.
Correct. There you go.
Put anyone off.
There you go. Mm-hmm. There you go. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we don't have to.
I was going to say, that's about 45 minutes. I think that covers all the biggest things. We've got a lot of challenges and a lot of opportunities ahead of us that we're both tremendously excited for.
We can also be sharing the journey, like which young adult here was assigned to dinner and how did it go? You could, you know, so maybe on the days that we have Best Nest viewings, you guys will be seeing, you know, views of what the kids made, young adults made, just as I will from the island. We'll all be in it together. Or, you know, if any of you are doing similar things with family, friends at home, you know, to kind of get through, you know, these health changes and everything too, you know, share tips on, you know, this was a cool recipe, or my family really enjoyed this, or this went a long way. And, you know, this is how we made, you know, like those little egg muffin cups that, you know, where you can make like little omelets. I just need to get the right mix of like cream or and fat with the eggs so that they're not too spongy. So like whoever's got the perfect ratio, that's one thing I want right now.
So yeah, that helps us out a lot. Engagement on the page, share your favorite recipes. We love to
you guys are a big part of this.
Yeah,
so.
We want to. I always tell my people, you know, in clinic and stuff, I can't help unless I know what the problem is. So if there's stuff you want to see, if there's questions you want to ask, if there's things you just want to share with the Best Nest community, the nesters, feel free. I mean, we're looking for stuff. Monica asks, are there set Best Nest episodes, or do we need to keep our eyes peeled for new episodes? Well, one thing you can do is you can go to our page on Facebook, which you can search The Best Nest, or it's facebook.com/TheBestNestLLC, because we're late to the game and all the other Best Nest things were taken. And you can like the page and you can subscribe to it, and then you get notifications about when that stuff is ready. You can also find us on YouTube. We don't have that channel name yet, but you can like and subscribe.
We just need 100 people for the channel name. That'll make it easier.
Yeah.
That's all.
You can like and subscribe to us there, and then click the little bell and you get notifications for that. as far as set episodes go, we had been doing kind of a regular Tuesday thing. We weren't quite ready because there was still a lot of stuff happening, so we bumped it to Thursday this week. But going forward, it's probably going to look a little different. Different. It's not going to look the same.
See? Now it's in our heads. Actually, you guys have a say in this. What do you want, Monica?
Well, my thought, and while Monica's typing, because we got a little delay, my thought is, we can still have a regularly scheduled live thing like we do here, but it's very easy to do uploads and things like that. So we can, you and I, you're talking about doing, how are the kids with dinner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even without setting up the conference, you and I can do our own individual journals. And we can add those to the show. So it's gonna, we're still fairly on in the process here. We've been doing this for 2 months, I think. So and then of course we're having a big change. So what it looks like going forward is probably going to be different. So we'll find our rhythm. And again, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. If we try,
what would be useful? Like, why even tune into these weirdo people?
If there's a thing that we do really well, let us know. If there's a thing that goes over like a lead balloon and you don't ever want to see again, let us know that too, because we can't improve without you. And at the end of the day, this is all about anybody who might be helped by our ramblings and our weird faces as you.
Yeah, I understand my goobery nature. I think what might have worked with to the degree that we can, we'll see. I'm going to have a somewhat variable kind of schedule, but I think some people, when does Babish drop videos? Like,
Tuesdays,
or a lot of people will do something on a Tuesday or something, and it's like, oh, I've had a week, but on Tuesday,
So that's probably going to be, we might do something like that for some of the shorter things or stuff like that.
And it may be somewhat recorded. It may be hard to do live, but we'll have to have them because we want the interaction and feedback.
And of course, all of them are, if you find our YouTube page, all previous episodes are still there. So you can always go back and take in a few here and there. Could even consider doing it as a podcast. So, listen on the go and all that stuff. So we got a lot of options. Going to have some time to play around with it a little bit and
we're going to have new material now.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same tire fire talk. Yeah,
it's going to be all
sorts of new. How did it go, Dad? Or, oh my gosh, I did my first, splint brace. Someone fell out of a tree stand. Of course, maintaining privacy, but I'm excited.
All your hypothetical patients.
Yeah.
And I just want one last thing with Karen here. Both meant a lot to her. Thank you very much, Karen. Since we first met in Miami 5 years ago, I believe that was 5 years ago. It's consistent with a lot of my on this days that have been popping up.
That was a magical time.
My very first presentation was in Texas, and then a few months, not long after that, was when we went to Miami.
Oh yeah.
So It was right about this time, maybe July, I think. 5 years ago last month.
Oh, yeah, because we were joking about, okay, we're going to go to Miami, but we're going to go in the middle of the summer.
And Monica was with us.
Yes.
And that was a great trip.
That's right, Monica.
So, the Chronicles of Kelly Becker. N.P. Becker, medicine woman.
Yeah, there'll be some cheeky name we come up with. And one of my favorite shows, a guilty pleasure out there, everybody, thanks to, I believe Monica actually let me know about, yes, Monica, of course, let me know about this one, Death in Paradise. And so I'm not going to be murdering or the detective investigating murders on a beautiful island, but I would like a cheeky little theme song. I could just see a little kind of show and vignette like that, but without murder. But if anyone hasn't seen it, it's really a good time. Anyway, hi.
And Renee just found out that Kelly's having the job transition.
Mm-hmm. Sorry it dropped so suddenly, everybody. So
the universe works in mysterious ways sometimes, and the timing isn't always what we expect it to be, but we roll with the punches.
I'm going to think glass half full and say I'm going to get some time on the island when it's still summer.
And I'm very jealous.
Yes, he is.
Not going to lie.
Yes, he is. So, I'm here at this nest until the 24th. I move out on the 24th.
So we'll still have probably a couple episodes between now and then, and
my eyes will get bigger and bigger and bigger.
we'll have more exciting stuff as time goes on. So while there are changes, we're still here to help you take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And we want to keep on doing that. And we look forward to sharing this experience and this adventure with everybody.
John, yes, we will always have Chicago. I will never forget that. And I did a speaker program, a sponsored talk, a web talk today for an educator in Chicago. And she said, I'll call you back or I'll have one. And I said, I'll do a live one because we might have a fancy date. We were talking about
date nights.
Yeah, a fancy date night off the island for a Chicago weekend or a date weekend. And certainly when we go to that area, that Rosemont area, I think of our people, including Mr. John. So.
Who also points out that you will be solving mysteries on the island because you need to do the diagnosis. So.
Oh yeah, Dr. Martin that I met and I'll be working with some of the time. He said there will be people coming out of the deep woods of the island and they will have issues that you'll get creative. So I can't wait.
So. All right, folks. Well, thank you very much for joining us again. We managed to make it close to an hour. We always ramble on for close to that time. So, but we really appreciate being able to spend time with you, and we really appreciate you willing to spend time with us. So, like I said, if we can just ask that you help us grow a little bit, so that we can continue to spend time with lots of people, like, share, and subscribe our Facebook and our YouTube, and keep on the lookout for more Fight to Flight with Kelly and Mike.
Thanks. This is my way to not cut the cord with all of you that I love so much. So this is my little cord to you for life. Sorry. Thanks for being here, everybody.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.